What's going on, guys, girls, and procrastinators alike? This is Don't Worry About It, coming to you live with another gameplay and a random rant. I mean, not so random, because I do have a topic of choice here. We're going to be talking about the new Dragon Ball Z game anticipated to come into North America. We're not sure when the game is to be released, but the game in question is called Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, and it will come out for the PS3, the PlayStation Vita, and the Xbox 360. Now, before we get into the actual review, well, not review, but talk about Battle of Z, I would like to just give you my list of Dragon Ball Z games of my favorites, whether it be because I love the way it played, or you know, the you know, like just the history of it, like, you know, which game was I introduced first, basically. So the list goes as follows. My first favorite Dragon Ball Z game is, of course, the one I'm playing, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, which released in North America November 16, 2004. And there's not much I can really say about this. I mean, it's a lot I can say about this game, actually, but I'll say that for another, another video. You can do all your own research, you so choose. Another favorite game of mine, as far as Dragon Ball Z is concerned, is Dragon Ball Z Super Sonic Warriors, which came out for the Game Boy Advance on June 22nd, 2004. Next game on my list is Dragon Ball Z GT Final Bout, which came out for the PlayStation 1 in 2004 in North America, but in Japan it came out in 1997. Another one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z games is DBZ Raging Blast 2, which came out November 2nd, 2010 for the Xbox 360, and I believe it came out for the PS3 as well, but that's not very important to me, dealing with the fact that I don't have a PS3. I have a 360. I'm a Microsoft Xbox 360 gamer. I will not be purchasing the Xbox One. I will be getting the PS4, but that's a whole different video, whole different topic. And my last favorite game on the Dragon Ball Z franchise being Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which released November 13th, 2007 for the Xbox 360. I'm sorry, not Xbox 360, I'm sorry. Which released for the PlayStation 2, rather, and it released for the Wii December 3rd, 2007. Now, those not all Dragon Ball Z games that came out, but just a list of my favorites. And they went in order from, my favorite to my least favorite. I mean, not least favorite, the one that's on top, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 being a favorite. But anyway, let's actually get into the topic of discussion here, which is Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. So on June 21st, 2013, San Jose, California, leading video game designer and developer Namco Bandai Games, America Inc., said that they're going to set release for Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z for North America. No confirmed release date has been, no release date has been confirmed yet. I'm hoping it's this year, because I'm really looking forward to it, me personally. And like I said, it will release for 360, PS3, and PSP Vita. And they offer cel shaded graphics, and me personally, I prefer cel shaded graphics, like those graphics that like Borderlands and things like that. I prefer those type of graphics anyway, to be quite honest with you. It offers an expanded versus mode and co-op modes, which allows people to create teams of 4 to battle opponents across the globe. So online you can have teams of 4. And the game, which is the main feature of the game that everyone is probably very happy, is that you can have up to 8 people on the screen at a time. And I found that to be awesome. Like that's just going to revolutionize Dragon Ball Z gameplay as we know it. Because, we're all used to the Budokai 3 and the Tenkaichis and the final bouts and, just the one-on-one combat, or the tag team type of combat where they can't be on the screen at the same time. But Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z plans to revolutionize Dragon Ball Z gameplay as we know it, and I'm so looking forward to it. The game features a large cast of playable characters, as the basics, Goku, Piccolo, Vegeta, Gohan, Krillin, Yamcha, Krillin being my favorite character, just a little side note about me. And they're introducing what's known as a Genkai system, which is basically in Japanese means which means health, energy, and vigor. And basically, what they're trying to introduce, like I said, being the Genkai system, is the key is to key combo attacks together and pay proper attention to your Genkai meter. That being said, the Genkai meter is very important in the game. I'm not really too sure about the details of it, but that's just like a little overview of it. Basically, the Genkai meter is going to play a big part in the game. A very big part in the game. I mean, I will actually go on a limb and say that the Genkai meter is what the game revolves around, actually. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to this Battle of Z game. Like I said, I really do hope that it comes out this year. They haven't confirmed a release date for it. They need to hurry that process up because there's a lot of anticipating fans waiting to know when this game will be out in North America. And in the background, we just have here some Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 gameplay. As I said before, this is my favorite of all Dragon Ball Z games. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 in question. This game does feature multiplayer. It being on the PS2, it's local multiplayer. But they actually did make a re-release of this game for the 360 and PS3 known as Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Edition, which features Budokai 1 and Budokai 3 on the same disc. They did skip out on Budokai 2, but I'm not complaining. Because me personally, I didn't like the chessboard type game style, game story mode style they had in that game. It was like a chessboard, like a game board. And I was really too big on that. So I don't hold it against them that they didn't include Budokai 2, because I personally think that was the worst. Even though Budokai 2 is when they did first release the teleportation mechanism, the other different things that you couldn't do in Budokai 1. Above all, so like I said, I'm not holding it against them that they didn't include that in the HD edition. I'm not too sure on the release date of it, but it is out, available in stores. I know you can buy it on Amazon for I think $39.95. I know it is at GameStop. You can buy used or new, so check your local GameStop for that game. Budokai 1, I didn't really have a big problem with. It was just a limited amount of things you can do in that game. It being the first Dragon Ball Z game out on the PS2. So you really couldn't expect much from it. But when it did come out, it was a bang. As a matter of fact, if I can recall correctly, that was my first game on the PS2 when I first got it. I got my PS2 on the Christmas of whenever the PS2 released, that's when I got it. 'Cause I got it the same year release. So just do the math. That Christmas when I first got my PS2. And I got Dragon Ball Z Budokai the exact same day. That was the first game I had. Very happy to say that Dragon Ball Z was my first game to have on the PS2. Very happy to say that. I am a Dragon Ball Z fan to the fullest, to the utmost. I love me some Dragon Ball Z just as the next man, just as much as the next man. So as I said, I'm really looking forward to this Battle of Z. I don't know when it's coming out. I know I keep saying it, but I just really want to know when it's going to come out. I'm really looking forward to Battle of Z. Like, really looking forward to it. It's a game that matter of fact, I will go out on a limb and say that it's my most anticipated game of 2013. That's coming to an end pretty fast. So we'll have to see when that comes out. And best believe when it does come out, I will have it and I will bring you a gameplay of it. Believe that. That's a promise. I will be bringing that game to you guys in its entirety. So yes, look out for that game. It's coming to stores near you in North America. Unless you live in Japan and you're lucky enough to already have the game, then lucky you. But us in North America are less fortunate and don't have the game and don't know when it's going to come out. We're all anticipating it. And just drop in the comments below, you know, your feelings on the game. You know, tell me your favorite Dragon Ball Z game of all time, or, you know, your top 3, top 5, because, you know, Dragon Ball Z actually has a couple games, you know, has a handful of games, so it's kind of hard to decide and pick. So, you know, just drop in the comments. Also, you can tell me who your favorite Dragon Ball Z character is. As I said before, mine is Krillin. My least favorite Dragon Ball Z character, haven't put much thought into it, but I would have to say, okay, least favorite Dragon Ball Z villain. Give me a minute, give me a minute. I'm going to say Deborah. Only because he only made a short appearance, and I wouldn't really say that he made an impact on the Dragon Ball Z universe with his short appearance. My favorite Dragon Ball Z villain, I would have to say, is Kid Buu. I mean, he is a total badass. I mean, seriously, think about it. Goku needed to unleash Super Saiyan 3 just to even have a chance of beating him. A chance. He had to unleash Super Saiyan 3 just to beat him. Then they even had to use fusion at one point, but that wasn't during, I don't believe that was during Kid Buu. I think that was with Super Buu. Or it may have been Kid Buu. I have to do more research on it. My favorite Dragon Ball Z hero, as I said before, is Krillin. And next, it has to be Trunks. That's next. That's just a given. Krillin and Trunks. You can never go wrong with them two. Well, people may disagree about Krillin because he's always dying and or he's weak. But that guy has heart. I give him that. He has heart. And my least favorite Dragon Ball Z hero, I would have to say, I mean, I want to say Piccolo, but I don't really have a big problem with Piccolo. So I would probably say maybe Tien, only because, I mean, I find Tien to be very weak, in my opinion. I mean, he doesn't fight. He seems useless, like a useless character. I don't even know why he's there, but to support Goku and anyone else who's fighting, I guess, because he's always on the sidelines. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, just a little informative video about Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z that I know we're all anticipating and looking forward to. So always throw a like on this video, show support for the series and the channel, and make sure you hit the subscribe button because it is free of charge. And my best regards to you, and until next time, if someone asks, tell them don't worry about it sent you, and they ask who that is, tell them don't worry about it. Have a great day, and I'll see you all later.